My name is Tim, and when I was a young kid, I think around 3, I apparently misbehaved quite a bit. I liked playing with my big brother Alex, who was 10 and really good at building things, but sometimes I got mad. One day we were playing with toy blocks, and I wanted the red one Alex was using. I yelled, "Give it to me," and when he didn't, I hit him on the arm and threw a blue block across the room. It bounced off the wall with a loud thunk. Alex rubbed his arm and said, "Ow, Tim, that hurts." Mom rushed in, looking upset. "Timothy, we don't hit or throw things," she said sternly. "That's not nice." Then she made me sit in the corner to calm down. I didn't like it, but I stayed there, kicking my feet against the floor. After a while, Mom let me come out. I saw Alex sitting at the computer playing Minecraft. I loved watching him play because the game had colorful blocks, funny animals, and all kinds of adventures. Mom said, "Tim, why don't you sit with Alex and watch? Maybe you'll learn something." I climbed onto a chair next to him, curious about what he was doing. "Look, Tim," Alex said, "I'm building a house." On the screen, his character was chopping down trees to gather wood. It took a long time. Sometimes scary monsters like skeletons popped up. Alex had to run away or fight them. "You have to be patient to get enough blocks," he told me. Then he found a wolf in the game. "Watch this," he said. He gave the wolf a bone, and suddenly it had a red collar and turned into a friendly dog. The dog wagged its tail and followed Alex around. "Cool, huh?" he said. "It's my friend now." "Why did it become your friend?" I asked, leaning closer. "Because I was nice to it," Alex explained. "I gave it something it liked, and now it helps me." A little later, a green monster called a creeper sneaked up. Alex tried to hit it with his sword, but it exploded with a big boom. Some of his wood blocks fell on the ground, and his character got hurt. "Aw man," Alex grumbled. "I lost my stuff." "Why did it blow up?" I asked, my eyes wide. "That's just what creepers do," he said. "They cause trouble if you're not careful. It's like when someone does something mean, it makes a mess." I started thinking about what I did earlier. When I hit Alex and threw the block, it made him sad, and Mom got mad. It was like the creeper blowing things up. Maybe hitting and throwing weren't good ideas. Alex kept playing and built his house block by block. Sometimes he put one in the wrong spot and had to fix it. "Building takes time," he said, "but look." When he finished, the house had walls, a roof, and a door. It looked awesome. "Wow," I said, "that's so cool." "Yeah," Alex replied, "and I did it by being patient and not giving up." I remembered how he got mad about the red block. Maybe if I'd waited and asked nicely, Alex would have just shared it with me. Watching him play made me feel kind of bad about hitting him. I tugged on his sleeve. "Alex, I'm sorry I hit you and threw the block. I won't do it again." Alex smiled and gave me a hug. "It's okay, Tim. Let's play together nicely now." He handed me some toy blocks, and we started building a tower together. From then on, whenever I felt like getting mad or hitting, I thought about Minecraft. I remembered how the wolf became a friend when Alex was nice to it, and how the creeper made a mess when it got mad. I decided I'd rather be like the wolf than the creeper. And so, through the magical world of Minecraft, I learned that being kind and patient makes life better for everyone. Now whenever I play with Alex, I try to build things together instead of breaking them apart. It's way more fun that way. I didn't really like school growing up. Not necessarily because the material was hard, but I just found it overall boring. Lectures dragged on, and I doodle in my notebook, imagining I was anywhere else, maybe leading an expedition through a jungle or designing a rocket to Mars. School felt like it was holding me back from the things I actually cared about. But that all changed in 5th grade when Mr. Rivera, our science teacher, walked into class with a grin and said, "Today we're going to explore ecosystems using Minecraft Education Edition." I'd played Minecraft before, mostly survival mode, punching trees and dodging zombies, but Education Edition sounded suspiciously like a trick to make us do more work. I slumped down in my seat, pretty skeptical. Then Mr. Rivera booted up the game on our classroom tablets and explained, "This version of Minecraft has tools to help you learn by doing. You'll build, experiment, and solve problems together." He assigned us a mission: create a thriving ecosystem in the game, complete with plants, animals, and a balanced environment. I was paired with 2 classmates, Jada and Liam, and we dove in. At first, I wasn't very impressed. We started in a blank Minecraft world, just a flat, empty plain. But then Mr. Rivera introduced us to the World Builder feature. With a few clicks, we could sculpt the land, raising mountains, carving rivers, and planting forests. Jada suggested we make a wetland ecosystem like the Everglades. I got excited imagining alligators and mangroves, so I started shaping a swampy landscape while Liam gathered resources like water and dirt. Things got interesting when we used the NPCs, non-player characters, feature. Mr. Rivera showed us how to spawn characters that could teach us in-game. We added an ecologist NPC who gave us tips, like how wetlands filter water and support biodiversity. I really didn't expect to care, but learning from a blocky character in Minecraft felt way cooler than reading a textbook. Then came the challenge. We had to balance our ecosystem. We added fish, birds, and plants, but soon the fish started disappearing. Liam figured out we'd overpopulated the birds, and they were eating too many fish. We had to think like scientists, observing, adjusting, and testing solutions. I suggested building a deeper river to give the fish more space, and Jada planted extra reeds to attract insects for the birds. It was like a puzzle, and solving it together made me feel smart in a way school rarely did. One day Mr. Rivera introduced the camera and portfolio feature. He asked us to document our ecosystem's progress by taking in-game snapshots and writing notes about what we learned. I snapped a picture of our swamp at sunset, with herons wading in the water, and wrote about how we'd fixed the fish problem. Looking at that photo, I actually felt a rush of pride. We weren't just playing, we'd built something real and learned how nature works in the process. However, the best part came when we used the multiplayer mode to connect with another class across the country. Their group had built a desert ecosystem, and we traded ideas. They taught us about cacti and drought-resistant plants, while we shared how wetlands store water. Chatting through the game's text feature, I realized how much I learned, and how cool it was to share that with others. It hit me that teamwork could stretch beyond my classroom, connecting me to people I'd never even met. For our final task, Mr. Rivera challenged us to tackle a real-world problem, pollution. We decided to clean up our virtual wetland, which had gotten cluttered with imaginary trash from a nearby city we'd built. Using the chemistry lab feature, we experimented with combining elements to create tools, like a filter made of carbon and sand, in order to purify the water. It was pretty intense trial and error, and I even messed up a few times, accidentally making slime instead of a filter. Jada laughed, but eventually we all figured it out. That's when I learned that mistakes are just part of getting better. When we presented our cleaned up ecosystem to the class, complete with clear water and thriving wildlife, Mr. Rivera clapped. "You've shown how small actions can make a big difference," he said. "That's a lesson for the real world, too." After that, I didn't really dread school as much. Minecraft Education Edition turned into something I could touch and shape, an adventure instead of a chore. It taught me patience when things went wrong, the power of working together, and that even a boring subject could come alive if you approached it the right way. Maybe I wasn't leading a jungle expedition yet, but in Minecraft, I was building worlds, and that was pretty close. Back when I was in middle school, I used to play Minecraft pretty regularly. It was my thing. After school I'd rush home, grab a snack, and dive into a world of blocks and possibilities. I wasn't exactly a social butterfly. I had a couple of buddies, but I liked my own company just fine. My name's Lucas, by the way. This story isn't just about me, it's about Mia, the girl who showed me how a little kindness can go a long way. Mia showed up in our class halfway through 7th grade. She was small, with dark hair that always fell over her face like a shield. She didn't talk much, and when she did, her voice was so soft you had to lean in to hear it. I noticed her hand shook sometimes, like when the teacher called on her, and she'd freeze up, her face going red. I didn't know exactly what was wrong, but I could tell she wasn't happy. Eventually I found out that Mia had severe anxiety, something I never really understood until I got to know her. Our paths crossed because of Minecraft, of all things. Our school had this after-school program where kids could use the library computers. Most of us played games, and I was always on Minecraft, working on this massive treehouse I'd been building for weeks. One day I caught Mia lingering near my screen, her eyes glued to the game. She didn't say anything, instead she just stood there, shifting her weight from one foot to the other. "You like Minecraft?" I asked, keeping it casual. She jumped a little, like I'd startled her. I've never played," she mumbled, staring at the floor. "Oh, do you want to?" I slid over, making room at the desk. "It's fun. You can build whatever you want." Mia hesitated, her fingers twisting the hem of her sweater. I don't know how," she said, barely audible. "Oh, it's no big deal. I'll show you." I grinned, hoping I didn't sound pushy. "You can help me with my treehouse." It took some coaxing, but she finally sat down. I gave her the basics, how to punch a tree, craft a pickaxe, and place blocks. Mia was clumsy at first, accidentally breaking stuff, but I just laughed it off. "Everyone messes up at the start," I told her. "You'll get it." And get it she did. Over the next few days, Mia kept coming back. We'd sit side by side, building onto that treehouse, adding bridges, a waterfall, even a little garden. In Minecraft, she wasn't the shaky, quiet girl from class. She'd suggest ideas, like putting lanterns in the branches, and her voice got steadier when she talked about the game. It was almost like the screen gave her a shield of her own. One day, while we were digging out a basement, she said, "This is the first time in forever I haven't felt scared." It came out so quiet, I almost missed it. I paused, my character hovering mid-block. Scared of what? Everything, she admitted, eyes on the screen. School, people, messing up. My brain, it's always so loud, telling me I'm doing something wrong. I honestly didn't know what to say at first. "That sounds rough," I finally managed. "But you're doing great here. This treehouse is awesome because of you." She gave a tiny smile, the first I'd ever seen from her. "Thanks, Lucas." After that, we started talking more, not just about Minecraft. She told me how moving schools had made her anxiety worse, and how she felt like everyone was watching her, waiting for her to fail. I told her about my own stuff, like how I got nervous talking in front of the class too, even if it wasn't the same as what she went through. I guess it made her feel less alone, I think, knowing I wasn't perfect either. Unfortunately, things weren't always that smooth. One afternoon, we were in the library when some kids started laughing loudly nearby. Mia's hands froze on the keyboard, and her breathing got fast and shallow. I'd seen my cousin have a panic attack once, so I had an idea what was happening. "Hey Mia," I said softly, "focus on the game, okay? We're safe in the treehouse, no one's judging us here." She nodded, tears in her eyes, and kept playing. Slowly she calmed down, building a fence around our garden. Later she whispered, "You didn't leave." "Why would I?" I shrugged. "We're a team." That word, team, stuck with us. Mia started trusting me more, and I got better at spotting when she needed space or a distraction. We even made a signal in Minecraft. If she typed spider, it meant she was freaking out, and I'd switch us to something chill, like fishing in the game. Outside of Minecraft, Mia began to change too. I invited her to sit with me and my friends at lunch one day. They were loud and goofy, but they didn't mind her quietness. My friend Max even asked her about Minecraft, and she lit up talking about our treehouse. Bit by bit, she got comfortable with them. Then, one day, she told me she'd signed up for the school's drama club, not to act, but to help with the sets. "I like painting the backdrop," she said. "It's calming." I couldn't believe it. The girl who'd barely looked up from her desk was now painting giant castles and forests, her hands steady with a brush. She did still have tough days. Anxiety doesn't just vanish like that, but she was figuring out how to handle it. And me? I learned that being a friend isn't about fixing someone, it's about sticking around even when things get messy. By the end of middle school, Mia was different, happier. She had friends, a hobby she loved, and a quiet confidence I hadn't seen before. We didn't play Minecraft as much anymore, but that treehouse world stayed on my computer, a reminder of where it all started. At our 8th grade graduation, Mia surprised me with a painting, a tiny canvas of a Minecraft treehouse with a waterfall and lanterns glowing in the branches. On the back, she'd written, "To Lucas, thanks for building a safe place with me." I still have that painting to this day. It's a little piece of proof that sometimes all it takes is one friend, maybe a few blocks, to help someone find their way to a good, happy life.